loss of the innocent life which has lost in the plane crash just 2 days back. May their soul rest in peace, and hope that no such incident occurs anywhere around the world. So we at Global Peace Let's Talk, we initiate different program on different issues. And as our team, we are a gender studies and conflict studies team, so we organize various program related with gender studies and conflict studies. So in this series, at we all know that there are lots of conflict going around the world, whether it is civil war in many countries, or the Ukrainian invasion of Russia has invaded Ukraine, and in the same way, the genocide which has been carried out uh, in Gaza by Israel, and then the ongoing war between Iraq and between Iran and Israel. But today we will be talking about Iraq. Now, Iraq is also is an ancient civilization, and in the olden days it was known as Babylon. And though Iraq is its modern name, and Iraq was once Iraq has a very glorious past, whether it is ancient time or middle age, or even in the modern time. But since 2 3 decades, Iran has been constantly in war. It started with 80s. First, there was Iran-Iraq war. Then there was Gulf War, when um, United States has invaded Iraq, and then again for the second time also, US has invaded Iraq on the basis of
Okay,
weapon of
Dr.
mass
Shavanas,
destruction.
we have to start. We have to start.
Yeah, Kutsi has left. He will be joining soon because he is also having some technical issue. So today we will be
Okay, I'm
having.
I'm I'm back.
Okay, Kutsi, are you back? Okay. So today we have
Yes, I'm back.
Kutsi Rizvi, who will be discussing about his visit to Iraq, war-torn Iraq. So in the recent time also, Iraq has been witnessing war, because there was a civil war, and even the strike by Israel. So Dr. Kutsi Rizvi is an assistant professor in the Department of English at Maulana Azad National Urdu University, which is known as Manu in short, Hyderabad. A distinguished poet, his work has been featured in numerous anthologies, national and international anthologies, and peer-reviewed journal. Beyond his academic and literary endeavor, Dr. Rizvi is an internationally recognized interfaith speaker dedicated to fostering dialogue and promoting understanding and harmony across culture and belief. His debut poetry collection, Shades of Solitude, was published in July 2021, receiving acclaim for its depth and introspection. Rizvi's research interests encompass gender studies, feminism, eco-criticism, and poetic aesthetic, reflecting his commitment to exploring diverse and impactful theme in literature and beyond. So, Dr. Kutsi Rizvi, you are most welcome on the platform of Global Peace Let's Talk. So, he will be
Thank you. Thank you.
interviewed by Pirzada Gohar Rasool, who is our own GPLT ambassador. So, sir, don't need any introduction. So, and one thing I want to tell, just now, no, other member of GPLT has not joined, but our today's event is very brief. So, we will not be having question answer from the audience. It is just me and Gohar, sir. We will be interviewing him because of the constraint in time with our next program and
Thank
even
you,
in
Dr.
GPLT.
Shavanas. Thank you. Can
Okay.
Dr.
So,
Kwadi
Gohar, sir,
start his
please.
presentation?
Hello, Dr. Kutsi Rizvi. Welcome to GPLT. And hi, Dr. Nikki. How are you?
Zada, thank you. We can start the presentation. Thank you. Dr. Kwedi, you can
Exactly.
go ahead.
So it's been a long time since we have been together on board. So, Dr. Kutsi, can you hear me? Are you there online? I suppose Dr. Kutsi has some issues with his network. Dr. Kutsi,
Hello.
can you hear me? Hi.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Hi, hello. I'm
Pleasure
good. How
having
are
you
you?
here. I'm good. I'm good. All of us are good. We welcome you. Pleasure having you
Thank you.
here. So you've been to how many
Yeah.
times have you been to Iraq, and what was your purpose of going to Iraq exactly? The what? Where?
I've been to Iraq for 2 times, and my sole purpose was pilgrimage, the visitation, holy visitation.
So since you were on a holy pilgrimage, religious purposes, but what otherwise? Since we are talking about Iraq, and Iraq has seen a number of wars. Previously with
Yeah.
Iran, and then the Gulf War. As a normal tourist, I should say as a normal tourist, what did you feel when you first entered Iraq, and what was your reaction, as in what was your perception of how Iraq would look like, and how did it turn out to?
Uh, Actually, when you try plan to visit Iraq, you do some research about it, and the global media paints Iraq as a war-torn country where there are a lot of problems. But then, when I recall my journey to Iraq, as I stepped onto the soil of Iraq, uh, you know, what I found was something very spiritually elevating. Even though you can easily see the scars of war over there, but then the hospitality of the people, the rising infrastructure, and the country with its spiritual ambience attracts you, and you get overwhelmed over there.
So since you yourself talked about the scars of the war, what scars exactly? Can you please um, elaborate?
Elaborate, yeah. What I mean to say is that when you visit the parts of Iraq, you can see the torn buildings. Back in Samarra, I could see the bullets. The the imprints of bullets on the buildings and the ramshackle buildings. The disaster that was there. And when you go deep into Iraqi cities, there, unlike Karbala and Najaf, which are modern cities, or Baghdad, you may see people who are in poverty, or the roads are not good, or the destroyed buildings over there that are a testimony to the fact that Iraq had been a war-torn country.
So coming back to the cities, you mean to say you have seen major cities of Iraq, and since you come from India, so what is the difference
Yeah.
exactly? What could you feel in overall as a general visitor? Telling you, if even if somebody wishes to go as a
Yes.
tourist, and he would obviously compare it with his with wherever he's from.
Yes. Actually, the major cities like Karbala or Najaf or Baghdad, they don't look. I mean, the road, the infrastructure is quite appealing. You see tall buildings over there. There are basic amenities, no problem with electricity or water or food. But as you go deeper into Iraq, into some suburbs or neighborhood or villages or small hamlets, you have loss of electricity. Also, you don't have clean water, and you have you see the lack of basic amenities. Despite the lack of all these things, Iraq stands as a resilient country that is starting to come back.
Okay. So, how is the Iraq like overall, the culture wise? Let's talk about culture first. Let's see how it goes on. How is the Iraq?
Yes.
What's the actual culture of Iraq in
Uh,
terms of the
you know,
dressing, in terms of the meals, in terms of their homes, in terms of their what do you mean to say there, how they lived in Iraq?
I mean, the people over there, first of all, their dressing sense is quite different from the Indian scenario, because they uh, the men usually wear long dresses that are called jubbas or zizdasha. That's a very long, a long dress. And then you'll find women in the hijab in very many, in Karbala, in Najaf, and in Baghdad also.
Okay.
And their food is largely made out of chicken and goat and all these things. So they have a rich variety of food also, and they are very fond of sweets also. So in terms of culture, you will feel that the people are live. Their hospitality is something that must be brought to the entire world because they are too hospitable. They are very welcoming, especially to Indians, because when you say that you are an Indian, they start dancing and they start laughing and hugging you because you're coming from India, and they have a very good image of India. And somewhere in the markets of Karbala and Najaf, I could find people who ask me whether I know Amitabh Bachchan or some other star. So they are very fond of Indian Bollywood actors also. And when you tell them that you're coming from the city of Amitabh or the city of Shah Rukh Khan, they start yelling in joy and they start dancing.
So, did any of the people you meet over there, mostly the elders who might have seen the wars, any of the wars in their previous past, did any of
Yeah.
the people talk about the war,
Actually,
or did they have
no.
anything to share with you about the war?
No, to be frank and true, actually, we did not meet a lot of local people in this particular context. So you'll find people, very happy going to ziyara or paying respect to the pilgrims over there. And so you don't find anyone especially talking about the Gulf War or the recent ISIS attack. People largely talk about India, they talk about their own products, they welcome you wholeheartedly.
Okay. There are other participants as well. Dr. Shamanaz, you wish to ask Dr. Qudsi anything? Anybody else who wishes to ask anything to Dr. Qudsi?
I want to ask some question from Dr. Rizvi.
Sure, ma'am. Sure.
Actually, internet.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Kutsi, I am having internet issue. I hope my voice is clear.
Yeah, your voice is absolutely clear, ma'am.
Okay. So there are some questions in my mind. Iraq has been in war since many years, even in decades. So are there
Yeah.
still remnant of the war, like in terms of building destruction and everything? Did you all those cities which you have visited, did you find the impact of war still on these cities?
Yes, when you visit Iraq, you can easily find the scars of the war and the remnants of the Gulf War over there, especially in some parts of Baghdad and in Samarra. Samarra is a place which has a lot of testimony to all these war conditions. You can see dilapidated buildings, war-torn buildings. Even you can see the imprint of bullets over there. I mean, you can go near and see that the bullets were shot at a building, and you can see the print of the bullets over there. So, in many parts of Iraq, like where we do not go, but we have heard that in the inner region of the Iraq, you can see more remnants of the war over there. But in Najaf, in Karbala, in Kufa, in Samarra, in Kazman or Baghdad, we don't see that much remnant of the war because they have developed the cities and they are being modernized.
So, but it is believed that in some parts of Iraq still there are some militant groups. So, were you scared to
Yes.
go to like?
I mean, naturally, as a
Hmm.
as a tourist, as a visitor, one might be afraid of such news because we've seen the havoc of ISIS upon the Iraqi cities. But then, because too many these Ziyarat Qafila, the tourist groups, they go for visitation and pilgrimage. So there was no danger at all. And the Iraqi security is so strong and so well supervised that you don't feel any kind of apprehension or intimidation from them.
It is means I have seen in the news and all that there are some cities which are completely destroyed, like Mosul. I think Mosul.
Mosul.
Have you
Yes, yes.
visited these cities?
No, because
Which are
unfortunately, no,
completely
because
destroyed. Huh.
yes, that is what I refer to as the inner part of the Iraq, where mostly pilgrims do not go. But you're right. If you go to Mosul or Tikrit or other parts, you can see that the entire cities were destroyed and devastated, and people were killed, brutally killed.
Okay, Dr. Kutsi, let me ask you
Is
a simple
government
question
doing
here.
some?
Let me just let
Ma'am.
me ask you one question. It came into my mind just now. Since you have been there
Yeah.
on religious tourism, so how much does the economy or the of Iraq depend on the religious tourism overall? How does it, as in, is it the one of the backbones of their economy, or they have other
I
sources as well?
Yes, you're right, and I know I affirm that it is the backbone of the Iraqi economy right now. Since the fall of Saddam Hussein in 2003, the visitation and pilgrimage to Iraq has risen, very much, and there are lakhs of people, millions of people who visit the shrines, in every month. So, especially in Arba'in, it goes to around 40 million. So I visited Iraq in
40,
2018 in the
40
month of
million,
July,
40
which was an
million
off
in
season.
1 year, right? 40 million
In
in
in a
1 year.
40, yeah, 40, no, 40 million, especially on the day of Arba'in.
Okay. On the single day of
Yeah.
Arba'in.
So yeah, and if you take the total count, it will go above 40 million beyond that, because I remember I visited Iraq in 2018 in the month of July, which was an off season for pilgrimage, and still there were so many people in the holy shrine of Karbala in Najaf and Kufa and Kazman. So whenever you go, you find a number of people. They thousands of people are always there. So Iraq has become a global center because people from across the globe keep on coming to Iraq for this visitation, and so
Across the
major
globe, could
chunk
you
of
please
the
specify,
economy is
apart
based
from
upon that pilgrimage.
Dr. Kutsi, apart from India, Pakistan, and Iran, which other countries,
Yeah.
or which other people from which other country did you meet? You could see where exactly across
Yes,
the
sir.
globe?
I met a number of people from United States, from UK, from this Germany, France, from Middle East, and from Australia, New Zealand. So I could meet a variety of people, and I felt as if I was there, witnessing the global world around me.
Okay, Dr. Shaman, as you were asking something, please go ahead.
Yes, yes. Dr. Kutsi, you're talking about Arbaeen walk, na? So
Yes,
I want to discuss humanitarian aspect of Arbaeen walk, and that is that
sure,
I
sure.
have heard that people, though being poor, save their money whole year to serve people during Arbaeen walk,
Yes,
and um,
yes,
it is 50 means in the distance of 50 kilometer there are people who offer
yes.
food to the people, Zyrene, free of cost.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am, you are absolutely right. Before I answer your question, let me clarify what does Arba'in mean to the people who are there listening to us. Arba'in is an Arabic word which means 40th day. So it is the commemoration of the martyrdom of Imam Hussein on the plain of Karbala and the caravan that was held captive. So when they returned back to meet Imam Hussein, that is called as Arba'in or Chihlum. So Arba'in is a global phenomenon in which every year the number of the visitors increase. Last year it was around 40 million, and within this 50-kilometer radius, the Iraqi local people, they are an example of global hospitality. You cannot find this kind of hospitality anywhere in the world. They offer their own homes to the visitors of Imam Hussein. They offer food. They have, I've seen that from Najaf to Karbala, it's around 80 kilometers. There are mawakib, meaning camps, and there are thousands of camps within these 80 kilometers which serve people food, tea, a bed, logistics. They massage your feet. They give you bathrooms. They provide you shelter, water. Anything you need is there for you. And it is, it's a kind of a documented thing that the Iraqis do prepare all these things for the entire year. For the entire year, they keep on saving their meager income. And they keep on saving this for the visitor of Imam Hussain to serve them in every way possible.
Dr. Kutsi, if you have visited Syria, you must have seen the same hospitality is there in Syria also, though Syria is also war-torn. Have you visited Syria also?
No, I have not, but my parents visited.
Okay. So,
Dr. Kutsi, there is a question from Rosaline. She
Yes,
says critics
yes.
say visits like yours are more about optics than impact. How do you
Yeah.
measure success in a place where rebuilding lives often takes generations, not press cycles?
I mean, when you visit Iraq and you compare it to the modern developed cities like New York or Tokyo or New Delhi or Hyderabad,
Right.
you will not find that much development over there because it has been a war-torn country and the economy is reeling under pressure. They do not have a stable government also. Despite all these things, the major cities that have these holy shrines, they have been modernized. You will find very good roads over there. You will find every basic amenity over there. You will not feel intimidated.
Your voice is not audible.
yeah, he's also having some
Dr. Kutsi,
internet
we lost your
issue.
voice.
Uh, if anybody else want to ask some question, they can write or they can ask. Kutsi will answer. Just now we have 5 or 10 minutes left.
So, Rosaline, I hope you got answer to your question. Dr. Kutsi was saying although it's very difficult for any development after seeing a war, a huge war, a big war, and for a war-torn country like Iraq, it would have been difficult. But as per Dr. Kutsi, he says that he could see the development, and that too must have taken. Of course, it must have taken years, but he could definitely see and feel that there has been a development in the infrastructure overall after
Yeah.
seeing two major wars. Am I right, Dr. Kutsi?
Uh, uh, Pardon myself. Please repeat your question. I think my connection was lost. What I was saying is that the cities are
You please continue.
cannot be
You please
compared
continue
with
with your answer.
with the modern cities. But Iraq is, these Najaf, Karbala, it's fully safe, secure, and the people are welcoming. You can walk on the streets at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the midnight, and you will not feel an iota of fear over there. So
Okay.
So
Thank you,
we have
Rose.
a
Rose is thanking you.
question. There's a question
Uh,
from Tariq. Let
I'm
him
not,
please ask his
I,
question.
I must say that you
Yeah.
will have all basic facilities, any kind of problem in Iraq.
okay. Then there is one more question. If we have time, Rose has put on another question. She is thanks
Tariq
for the.
Gunarsal, sir.
I think the question is not for me. The question is for the organization, I think.
No. It's for you only. Given the immense suffering in Iraq, how do you
Yeah.
justify the prioritization of your mission over long-standing local initiatives that have struggled? They have struggled without the international support. How do you justify the prioritization of your mission over that there? Given the immense sufferings in Iraq, would you be able to answer that question?
The
I
war,
think there is,
I have a property purpose for a spiritual purpose, and whatever I have seen, I am I'm sharing it
okay.
with you. Yes.
I think we
We
have
have
lost Dr. Kuch.
Tariq Gunarsal sir from
So
Turkey who want
Tariq
to
sir,
ask a
please,
question.
please,
Yeah.
please, please go ahead. Please
Uh,
go ahead
yeah,
with your question.
greetings,
Then there is one
greetings.
more question from Tina, which I'll put up after Tariq sir. But Tariq sir, please go ahead.
Yes.
Thank you. First of all, thank you so much for this um, interview, for this gathering. It's very important. Thank you, Dr. Kudsi. I have never been to
Thank you,
Iraq,
sir.
but I am a neighbor being in Turkey. And I would just, if you wish, I can mention what happened in Turkey when the United States once wanted to attack Iraq, how the parliament reacted, etc., and what we did. Would you like to hear that?
Yes, please, briefly.
Sure,
Yes,
sir,
please,
sir.
sir. Please, briefly.
Yeah, briefly, sir.
Okay. Um, First of all, um, including me, many intellectuals said we should not allow the United States and the UK to attack Iraq through the borders of Turkey because the USA want to attack Iraq using the route in Turkey, from the southeast. And we opposed to that. At that time, Erdogan was prime minister, and he had promised the United States that he would allow the American army to attack. But then we did protests, etc., because Iraq and Turkey are neighbors, and we said we'll be here together for hundreds of more years. We don't want any bloodshed. Although Saddam was not a Democrat, of course. And then something surprising happened. The parliament of Turkey, once in a lifetime, made a wise decision and did not allow the US troops. And then the White House spokesperson said something significant. He said, a parliament
Network issue.
that does not allow this, it's we should consider that parliament's relevance. And that's when the United States decided to de-democratize Turkey, especially when they helped Erdogan, they manipulated Erdogan to move the parliament aside, and they helped Erdogan to gain dictatorial powers, which he does have today. So it was the US strategy, and when the Turkish parliament opposed to saying yes to the US Army, that led to this worse situation in Turkey. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Kutsi, I want to ask you one thing. Uh, you have met my Iraqi brother Ahmad Aziz in Iraq.
Yes, yes,
He told
yes.
me about the certain condition of Iraq some 10 years back or 8 years back. He told me that lots of doctors have fled away from Iraq because at that time
Yes.
also there was ISIS
Hmm.
going on. So what is the
Yes, yes.
present condition of Iraq? Are all the hospital with doctors, or they are deprived of medical facilities and doctors, good doctors?
Yes, I have
And
the actual information.
secondly, I would like to add, Dr. Kuchi, just a second. I would like to add, there is one more question on the same
Yes,
pattern
sir.
that Tina has been asking, Tina Jones, our colleague. She asks, what measures are being taken to address the economic security? And how do they mitigate
Uh,
the threat of militant groups in Iraq, overall?
okay. First of all, let me answer the question by Dr. Sheminaz. Uh, the religious authorities over there who wield a lot of power over people have taken it to see that the development in terms of medical this area is being done, And currently there are, the hospitals are being built over there. The doctors are there, and Indian doctors also work over there. One of my, this doctor from Hyderabad, Dr. Ehsan, who has been a very senior doctor in Dubai, also works for the Iraqi government in Najaf. And I've seen the high-rise, very high-tech hospitals there in Karbala and in Najaf. So the medical condition and the medical development it's going on, and it is very much promising. Now, coming to the question about this economy and all, I do not have any personal information regarding that. But what I remember is that the Iraqi government is looking towards those who are in need, those who are poor. There are poor people, there are poor neighborhood, and they all do what they can do to mitigate all these risks and all these problems over there. In terms of security, Iraqi police, uh, is now in much more power than the earlier uh, ones, and they are doing their best to mitigate any kind of tension and any kind of danger and harm upon the Iraqi people and the heritage. And they are well trained and they receive the training also. So when we were there in 2018 and in 2024, we did not find any kind of fear over there or any kind of problem over there in terms of basic resources or facilities. So Iraq is now it is a growing economy, and it will take a lot of time to come back on the actual progress, on the path of progress. But the people are ready to move on, and the government is a positive government that is trying to uh, take Iraq on the path of progress and development.
Uh, Kutsi, I want to ask you about the position of women. Any war, if there is a war at any place around the world, it is the women who are being most affected. But Iraq also has a very
Yes,
rich history of women. There are women means
yes,
there are they, they have a good they have a reservation. They have a reservation in the parliament, 20% or something like that about women. And some years back, Zekra Alwash was the mayor of Baghdad. Then
yes,
Jaha Hadid, uh, of Iraqi origin, has was the most successful female architect around the world. And there are many
yes.
female writer also, like Daisy Alarme, Nazia Sadiq Al Ali, Zainab Salbi. When you were there in all those cities in Iraq, did you find women in different field, in the cities, in the offices working there?
Yes, actually, just like Iran, Iraq also has this women empowerment mission, and the women over there are very much smart. They have a very positive body language, and they carry themselves in a very confident way. So they are outgoing. They are homemakers also, and they work in the offices also, as we have pointed out. I could see the Iraqi women in the hotels also, and in the markets also. So when you go to Iraq, you don't find women being confined to their homes. No, they come out. They are economic. They try to have their own finances well managed, and they can be seen in the market. They can be seen flourishing and thriving over there.
Hmm.
One last question from me, then Gaha sir or anybody else can go on. Iraq was once among the richest countries or powerful countries of the world. Uh,
Yes.
uh, do you think that in coming decades, 1 or 2 decades, it will rise again as it was a powerful country?
I think yes, because the spirit that I've seen in the people and the way they are modernizing their cities, they have opened top class universities, medical colleges, and the religious authorities of Najaf and Karbala. pay utmost attention on the development of people in terms of education, technology, health. All these sectors are, they are under the patronage of the religious authorities over there, and they have issued clear fatwa that education, health, and infrastructure and all these things must not be ignored. Rather, they pay a lot of money. They assign a lot of hefty amount of money for education of the people, for building up of universities, degree colleges, medical centers, and technology centers. So that is a very good sign that in the near decade, in 10 years or 20 years, Iraq can be seen as a modern, equipped
Inshallah.
country, inshallah. So I have seen many positive signs,
Kutsi,
and I must pay thanks to the religious authorities over there who are very much progressive in their mindset.
Dr. Kutsi, I want to just add one thing. In April every year they organize a very grand literature festival, Babylonian literature festival, literature festival. My friend Lucila from Italy, she has been going there since 3 years. Tariq sir, last year Musine ma'am also went there. Inshallah, we can also go there in near future.
We
So
can also plan.
hopefully
Yes, yes.
we can see a peaceful and a powerful Iraq once again. So, Gohar sir, if you want to
Inshallah,
ask any question, or in the audience, if anybody want to
Uh,
ask,
Anybody from
can
the
ask.
audience? So, Dr. Nikki,
yeah.
your points, please, Dr. Nikki. I think Dr. Nikki is not able to hear me.
Because I know I would like to take leave from you in 5 to 10 minutes.
That's
Yes,
right.
sure.
So we know because that's I was inviting Dr. Nikki for the final comments and any questions if she wishes
Okay.
to ask. I
Okay.
suppose Dr. Nikki is not able to hear me.
Okay.
I think
So
if
thank
Dr.
you.
Nikki cannot here, we can ask our most senior member Tariq sir to end this event.
Yes, sir. Please.
We can end because there is another event waiting for us, and even the host is busy. Dr. Nikki, can you hear us?
Dr. Tariq, you please, your comments.
I apologize again for being a bit late. I was outside home for another meeting. I have learned a lot. I'm grateful. Iraq, the people have suffered a lot, and there are 2 points. One, to my knowledge, the United States robbed the museums in Baghdad and probably elsewhere in Iraq. So we should internationally demand that those treasures be returned to Iraqi people.
They have
Another point,
robbed gold also, sir. They have robbed lots of gold from Iraq. Tons and
yes,
tons of gold.
true. So that's an issue. Another interesting thing is when Saddam Hussein was imprisoned, they allowed him to write his memoirs. He wrote his memories. We do not know, I do not know at least, what happened to them. Probably the US Army, the US government, confiscated Saddam Hussein's memoirs. I would like that issue to be widespread, and the US government should give those memoirs back to the Iraqi government. What do you think?
Sir, let us end this. And sir, we want concluding remark from you
Yeah,
because the speaker has to
yes,
join
of course.
another
And
event.
yes, and it is important visiting places, especially war-torn places, for constructive peacemaking. And this has been one of the good examples. Thank you all so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kutsi from the team
So we
GPLT.
concluded here. Yes, we concluded here. I thank you, Dr. Kutsi, Dr. Tariq, and
Thank
Dr.
you very
Sharmanaz,
much.
and everyone on board, Dr. Nikki, and everyone who's here. It was a very interactive session and an important effort in the peace building process that we are kind of trying to build. So I thank you once again. I hope we shall meet again soon. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank you for hosting.
Thank you, everyone. Hope peace
Thank you,
is restored around the
Dr.
world.
Kusivizvi, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tariq sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, Shaminaz
Thanks,
ma'am.
bhai.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, bhai. Thanks
Shukriya,
a lot. And please find
Shukriya,
somebody who
Shukriya.
can talk openly upon lots of other topics which we were not able to discuss. Like
Yeah,
about
yeah.
American policy of intervention leading to collateral damage.
Huh.
Like about
I'll,
somebody who has
if I come across anyone,
all the
I'll
cities or
definitely
some
refer.
native, by some native people.
Yeah,
Thank you.
okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
आप हाँ ईद ए गदीर मुबारक हो.
आपको ये बहुत बहुत
Thank
मुबारक हो.
you.
इंशाल्लाह मैं जा रहा हूँ. महफिल ही पढ़ने जा रहा हूँ.
हाँ ठीक है
Thank
भाई.
you.
अल्लाह.
Thank you. Allah.
Okay, bye. Thank you.
We are
Thank you.
together.
Thank you.
We are together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
Nikki, we were calling you for the concluding remark, but you were not there.